All right, so now that we kind of have an idea of the quality of each of these pencils, now we're going to kind of combine them on a value scale. So artists will use value scales just to kind of as a practice technique for figuring out kind of the range of the values that they can create with an art material. So we're going to do this with pencil today, and as we introduce different media over the course of this unit, we'll be doing other value scales as well, just so we can kind of see the range of values that we can create with the pencils. So we're not going to do a value scale with just one pencil. We're going to use all or most of these to create kind of this full range from the lightest light to the darkest dark that we can make using our set of pencils. All right. So we're not going to divide this up and make it choppy. We want this to be a technique called smooth shading, where it looks like one value just blends and disappears into the next. Okay. We are not going to do this by smudging. So at no point in time are we going to take our finger and like drag it through the graphite. Okay. Smudging has its place, but artists that rely too much on just smudging, it can make the artwork look kind of messy or almost kind of a lazy way to add value. We can do this using the pencils in a much more sophisticated way that will give more detail to our finished work rather than just having our finger drag through and smudging everything, okay? So to start our value scale, we want this smooth shading to blend evenly from light to dark. And we want to have about as much light as we have as dark. So the best way to start, instead of starting on one end and working across, is to actually start in the middle of our value scale and try to get our medium value laid in the middle, okay? One thing that we need to do when we want to shade is we need to be making really good contact with the edge of our graphite and the paper. So when we shade, we're not going to shade with just the tip of the pencil, because then it might look kind of like some of these, right? Kind of choppy and rough. We want these to be as smooth as possible, so we want to make really good contact. If your pencil is new and it hasn't been sharpened before like this, you might actually want to take a second and grab your sharpener to make a nice long kind of exposed bit of graphite on that pencil. That will make it a lot easier. The other thing that you're going to want to do is change the way you hold your pencil. So most of the time if we're writing, we're holding our pencil like this, right? That's like a traditional way to hold your pencil. We want to use what's called an overhand grip when we're shading. So make a little like claw, right? And then you're going to pick up the pencil with that little claw like this. So your thumb is on the bottom and your four fingers are on top. And you can hold your fingers far apart for more stability. Your thumb might actually be better in the middle of the pencil. And then you can just rest your pointer finger on the tip of the pencil just for stability, okay? When we shade using this kind of grip on our pencil, we know we're going to be making really nice contact between the edge of the pencil, lead, and our paper. Okay, so if this is an unfamiliar technique for you, just practice it a little bit. Practice picking it up and kind of shading a little bit just to kind of get the feel for it. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a second just to get the right grip and then we'll continue.